Are live.
Okay. All right. Zoom meeting at, okay, p.m. Okay. Now let me look at my agenda. Okay. So welcome everyone to our meeting. It's 7:44. And it's September 2nd, 2020. Did everyone have a chance to look over the minutes from the November 6th meeting?
I did, yes.
Yes.
All right. All right. So let's start with page 1.
Okay. I'm going to go on mute to check on Peter Halliday just while y'all are going over the minutes,
Okay.
because he had called me unable to get in before, but we thought it was because the meeting hadn't started.
Right.
Just a sec.
Absolutely crazy, but thank you. Okay, so
I see, Peter, I'm sorry. I see a phone number here, 203-849-9835 as a attendee. Is that Peter? Should I allow him to talk?
Yeah, that's him. He's a panelist.
Okay, hang on.
Okay.
Peter, can you hear us?
I think he's on mute.
Yes, he is.
okay. I'm trying to make sure I can push myself up to. Okay. Are we there? All right, good. So, let me just grab my November minutes. So, did everyone have a chance to look at the minutes, and do they have any changes or omissions? Anyone?
No.
Dora, not sure.
No comment.
No, you're okay?
No. Yeah.
Sonia?
I think that was a no.
Yeah, I'm okay.
I'm sorry, I couldn't. Hold on. All right. So, did you have a chance? You said you did, Dora, right? You're all
Yes.
set.
Huh?
Sonia?
I'm all set.
Thank you. John? Okay. And I'm afraid I don't know who Diana is.
She's our newest commissioner.
Oh, welcome.
Hi. Hi. I was going to say I did, but I'm going to omit because I'm new.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So let me just make a quick, trying to find what I need here. All right. So I hate to be so disorganized, but I have like a gazillion papers floating around. So, let me just look and see. Brother, sorry, I hate to do this to you. So, are we good to go with approving the minutes from?
I think we need a motion.
I'm trying to get there because
sorry.
I'm crazy here. I was going to get everybody's name because I just did not have. I'm sorry, I don't have enough stuff to do. All right. So I need a motion to accept the minutes as previously read for the November 6th meeting.
Motion to accept the minutes.
Who made the motion? I'm sorry.
Sonia Oliver.
Second,
Okay. And who seconded?
John Church.
John.
John.
I'm sorry, John Church. Okay. Oh, thank you. Any discussion on the minutes? Okay, all in favor of accepting them?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Any opposed? Any abstentions?
I'll abstain.
That's Diana Revolus abstaining.
Yeah.
Okay, one and Diana. I'm sorry, I just want to make sure I have your name spelled properly. Okay, so again, welcome.
Thank you.
Now, okay, oh, this piece of paper. So, Chair's report. So, good evening, commissioners and staff. Thank you for attending our new normal meeting via teleconference. Although we have been unable to meet in person for a number of months due to the COVID-19 pandemic, I am pleased to meet in person. We have been unable to meet in person for a number of months. And I'm pleased to mention that our acting director, Anna Keegan, has maintained vigilant communications in all respects regarding cases before our commission. Other than reminding everyone to stay safe and as healthy as possible, we appreciate your dedication to the Fair Rent Commission. It is very much appreciated. Having no further comments at this time, I will turn the meeting over to the director, acting director, Anna Keegan, for the director's report. Thank you.
Okay, Telesco, if you email me afterwards, I can send you copies of this and the current case notes to make your life easier. That said,
And-
director's report.
Okay, thank you.
Good evening, and thank you all for zooming out this evening. As we just mentioned, we have a new commissioner, Diana Revolus. She's replacing Manny Langella on the commission. Welcome, Diana.
Welcome.
Sorry
Thank
we haven't
you.
met
Hi.
since you have been appointed.
I know it's cool, guys. I'm sorry I'm not. It's great. I could see you're all beautiful. Thank you. But thank you.
Quite a trial by fire as a new commissioner.
Yeah, thank you.
As far as COVID updates, which I guess is a new section of the director's report, due to the advent of COVID-19, we have been making modifications in many of the ways we conduct business in order to adjust to our new normal. Access to the physical building of City Hall was initially extremely limited to staff and not allowed for any non-staff. We've transitioned to a mostly telephone and electronic method of handling complaints and temporarily suspended inspections and complaints. We have had fewer intakes than expected, although that number has begun to rise again. Probably the fewer intakes were due to evictions being closed. And we have been managing to meet the needs of the public despite the challenges. In fair rent complaints, negotiations were also slowed by COVID responses, as many of the staff at the larger companies were not at all or less available for mediation discussions, especially initially. However, that has definitely begun to improve. As always, Jasmine and Darlene have been wonderful and helpful as everything to do with adapting to this change. The main concern we have noted with the commission is the slowness of mail in reaching people who do not have access to email, which has caused some serious delays to parties wishing to file fair rent complaints. However, on September 8th, City Hall will be limitedly opening to members of the public by appointment only. There's a new online appointment system to manage it, which should help improve access to people who do not have internet access. I know that's contradictory because it's online, but it will help. To protect both the staff and the public, we'll still continue to meet and to conduct as much business as possible, telephonically and electronically. While intake numbers have been low, we don't expect that to continue and anticipate a very large increase in intakes once the governor's executive orders prohibiting eviction expire, which is currently set to happen October 1st. Finally, I want to thank all of you for adapting to this new meeting format, which I know is an issue, sorry. I know it's a lot more work for a less pleasant meeting than all of you, and I really appreciate you taking the time to do this, and I'm looking forward to the day when we can again meet in person. Just an update, we currently have 2 vacancies on our alternate commissioner list and 1 regular commissioner vacancy. And that concludes my director's report. Any questions?
Thank you, Anna. Thanks for all your work.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so now we are going to review, discuss, and have motions on our open cases, and I will turn that right back to Anna.
Okay, case
Thank you.
1742-17. This is the case that in November, we had sent out a non-response letter to the tenant after months of non-response. The tenant responded once with a phone call, leaving a message saying that she did not want the case to be closed. However, she has since failed to respond to any phone calls, emails, etc. on multiple occasions. This is a judgment call on your part, whether you want to do, I would suggest dismissing it now. This has been an ongoing issue. The tenant never ever responds except when we send a non-response letter, and then it's a one-time response in order to keep it open without any follow-up. I would recommend that the commission vote to dismiss the case based on non-response.
Okay.
Make a motion, we dismiss the case based on no response.
John, you're on mute.
I make a
Oh.
motion to dismiss the case based on no response.
Sonia,
What?
and who seconded? I'm sorry.
Dora.
Thank you.
Dora.
Okay, all in favor?
I think John
like
was trying to
discussion.
ask a question.
I beg your pardon.
That's okay. I'd like some discussion. I just want to know what the date when they last did respond was. Do we know?
The last phone call they didn't respond to?
The last phone call they did respond to, and then maybe the subsequent one that they did. Do we
They
know?
haven't responded to any. They responded to a letter in which they left us a message saying they wanted the case to be open.
When was that? That's what I'm
That
asking.
was back in December.
All right. That's fine. Thank you.
I'm new to this, but would the current situation cause any of those delays? Could there be any like detriment to the family right now, loss of family member, something that would delay somebody from contacting right now, especially in this epidemic, pandemic, whatever? But that, has that already been I'm new, so it's just a question.
This is a case that has been going on since 2017, which
Oh, okay.
the main feature of the case being the tenant's failure to respond except when we send a non-response letter.
Okay,
Their
so-
last response was in December. I haven't gotten a call back since. So at this point, it's not going to harm the tenant if they have a new issue. They will still have the right to file a new fair rent complaint. It's just going to close this one because they're not responding to it and we can't conduct business, and it's the tenant's duty to respond.
Mm-hmm. All right, awesome, thank you.
All right, so we do have a motion, Sonia Oliver and Dora seconded, to dismiss. And there was a discussion. So in order to dismiss this case, 1742-17, all in favor?
Hi.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions?
Peter, you're on mute. If you want to participate, I think it's *6. If you want to unmute yourself, or there might be a button on your phone. Okay, sorry, I just wanted to try.
No.
Okay,
All right, so Did we say yes, all in favor?
Yeah.
And did we have any abstentions? No, okay. All right, case 1757-18.
Case 1757-18 reached a verbal agreement, was about to settle, they had plans to mail in a withdrawal form since there was some difficulty signing with COVID. However, the landlord then sent a new rent increase, so the negotiations have re-begun, and the staff recommends a vote to take no action.
Okay,
Move we take no action on 1757-18.
okay, John Church, is there a second?
Second.
Dora?
Sonia. Oh, was it Dora?
That was
Okay.
Dora.
Dora, yes, thank you. Okay, any discussion on this case? Okay, all in favor of no action?
Aye.
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 And, okay, any
Okay.
opposed? I'm sorry. Any abstentions? Okay,
All right, case 1772-18. We reached a settlement agreement at the 11th hour, 2 days before Christmas, which involved literally running down the block. The settlement agreement was attached to the second email I sent, and the staff recommends a vote to close the case based on the settlement agreement.
Move we
Motion to
close.
close the case.
Second.
wait a minute. Close
Is that the
and
motion?
Sonia.
this 1772-18.
Yep.
Okay, and who made the motion?
Sonia.
Okay, thank you. And second?
John
Done.
Church.
Okay, and any discussion on this? All in favor of closing?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, thank
Okay,
you.
case 1774-19 reached a settlement agreement, which is attached to the email, and the staff recommends a vote to close the case.
Motion to close.
Second.
Who made the motion?
Sonia.
Thank you. And who seconded?
Dora.
Thank you. And any discussion on this case? All in favor of closing this case?
Aye.
Okay. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, thank you.
Okay, case 1778-19, negotiations ongoing, staff recommends no action.
Motion for no action.
All right, who did that?
Sonia.
I second it.
And who seconded?
Dora.
Thank you.
As usual, Sonia is winning the motions contest.
Some things never change.
Yeah. Okay, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, thank you. Okay,
Okay, case 1779-19. As you will note, negotiations, neither negotiations nor inspections have happened yet. That is because the tenant had some back and forth on scheduling inspections, left town for 2 months, then decided they wanted to withdraw the complaint, but have not yet been able to withdraw the complaint because they don't have internet access. We're hoping that soon we will have that. Once City Hall takes appointments again, I can just get them into the office to withdraw. But for now, the staff recommends no action.
Motion for no action.
Second.
who is that?
Sonia first, John second.
Okay, wait a minute. This is 1779-19.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Sonia first and,
John.
Mr. Church.
pardon?
John
On
Church.
church.
Okay. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Thank you.
Okay, case 1780-19 is a second case in which the tenant has decided they wanted to withdraw. However, they have not been able to manage to get me a withdrawal form. Again, with City Hall opening next week, I'm hoping to get them an appointment and then get them in to sign a withdrawal form. But for now, the staff recommends no action.
I move no
Motion,
action.
no action.
Are you done?
Who got
All
that
right.
one?
That was all three of us. Pick one. Pick two.
Good, John.
Okay, who did it first?
It was all at the same time. Just pick somebody. Sonia, John, or Dora.
I say give it to Dora because she hasn't gotten a first vote
I
in
know.
just a few seconds.
Okay. Dora
Second.
made the motion and
John Church just seconded.
John Church just seconded. Thank you. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, thank you.
All right, case 1781-19 is a perfect example of a case where the staff are really hard to reach during COVID. However, negotiations are very slowly ongoing and the staff recommends, no action.
Okay, motion?
Wait.
Oh, sorry.
Which case are we looking at?
1781?
It
That's what I
says
thought.
motion to open the case and that was my typo.
Oh, okay. So it's no
We
action.
already voted to hear it.
Okay. So that's a no action
Sonia,
and
did you just move that?
Yes, motion for no action.
Second.
I'm sorry, who made the motion?
Sonia
Sonia.
Oliver and John Church seconded.
Sonia and wait a minute. S-O and John Church. Any discussion on this? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, thank you.
Okay, case 1782-20 is the case we had that exciting retaliation hearing on back in February. Negotiations in the actual case are still ongoing. Staff recommends a vote to close the retaliation complaint and a vote to take no action on 1782-20.
I move we close the rally.
I'm sorry. John made the motion to close?
I move we close the retaliation case.
Close, okay.
We probably need separate motions for it, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, okay, wait a minute. Okay, retaliation, and somebody second that? Dora, thank you. Any discussion on this? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Pardon? Anybody opposed? Okay. All right, any abstentions? Okay. Thank you. All right, so that was closing the retaliation. Now, what's
Motion for no
the,
action on case 1782-20.
Second.
I'm sorry, wait a minute. 17, what was the number?
82-20, it's the same case.
Oh, okay. And this is just the regular, okay. All right, and who made the motion?
Sonia and John Church seconded.
Okay, any discussion on this? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, thank you. Moving right along. All right, new cases.
Okay, as you may have noticed, we have a lot more new cases than usual, probably the result of how long it's been since we met. Case 1783-20 at 8 Norton Place, apartment 354. The tenant pays $2,885 per month for a 2-bedroom apartment. The tenant alleges that the landlord is requesting an increase of $200. The tenant alleges that this increase is in violation of their previous settlement agreement before this commission. I suspect that this is a misunderstanding and we will be getting a motion to dismiss from the lawyer, but as we have not yet heard anything, the staff recommends a vote to close the case. Not to close the case, to open the case, hear it.
Motion to hear the case.
Okay, wait a minute. Hear the case and who did that?
Sonia.
Sonia?
Oh, Sonia made the motion and second. Anyone?
John Church.
Thank you. Any discussion on this? All in favor of hearing this case?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? No. Thank you.
Okay, case 1784-20 at 32 Prospect Street, apartment 2D. The tenant pays $1,885 per month for a 2-bedroom apartment. The landlord is requesting an increase of $51 per month. The tenant alleges that this is unfair based on the fact that the landlord is advertising other apartments for rent at $1,845 per month. Staff negotiations are ongoing. The staff recommends a vote to hear the case.
Motion to hear the case.
Second.
Second.
Sonia and Dora.
John. I think we said the same time, John.
Okay, Sonia and Dora. Okay. And I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Discussion on this case to hear. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions?
I'm just going to note we're seeing cases where the tenants are behind in the rent and and that becomes part of the mediation discussions, and I expect that's likely to continue. So we should expect to see more of those in settlement agreements. And also I'm seeing a lot where the apartments are advertising it less. So I think that's maybe something we're going to have to deal with in future. Having said that, moving on to case 1785-20 at 1 Fair Street, rear apartment. The tenant pays $1,100 per month for an efficiency apartment. The landlord is requesting an increase of $300 per month. The tenant alleges that the increase is unfair because she has to pay for snow removal, lawn care, and her electric bills are high. They reached a settlement agreement on 6/3/20, and the staff recommends a vote not to hear the case based on the settlement agreement.
I move not to hear the
Motion not to
case.
hear.
I think
sorry,
John's
who-
got that one.
Yeah.
There's probably a lag, so who knows?
All right, not to hear based on hopefully the settlement. Okay, who made the motion?
John.
See, and who seconded?
I'll take it. Dora.
Yes, thank you. Okay, any discussion on this? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay.
Okay, case 1786-20 at 8 Norton Place, apartment 467. The tenant pays $2,827 per month for a 2-bedroom apartment. The landlord is requesting an increase of $88 per month. The tenant alleges that the increase is unfair because similar apartments in the building are currently being rented for $400 less than his current rent. Negotiations are ongoing and the staff recommends a vote to hear the case.
Motion to hear
Motion
the
to hear
case.
the case.
Okay, who did it
Sonia.
first? Who made the motion?
Sonia.
Sonia? Thank you. And who seconded?
I'll take it, Dora.
Thank you. Any discussion? All in favor of hearing that this case 1786-20?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, thank you.
Okay, case 1787-20 at 91 Soundview Avenue, Apartment 1. The tenant pays $1,300 per month for a one-bedroom apartment. The landlord is requesting an increase of $300 per month. The tenant alleges both that the rent and the rent increase are unfair based on the landlord's failure to make repairs and a large electric bill. The tenant filed the complaint just based on the rent, and then a few days later called me up to say that the landlord had just informed her he was increasing the rent and she wanted to amend the complaint to include a complaint about the rent increase as well. So you'll see that reflected in the notes. And negotiations are ongoing. The staff recommends a vote to hear the case.
Motion to hear the
Motion
case.
to hear the case.
Hold on one second. Okay, I beg your pardon. Okay, so anybody make a motion? I'm sorry, I didn't see or
Sonia did.
hear.
Sonia.
I'm sorry. So who got it?
Sonia.
Thank you. And second? Anybody?
I'll second it.
Thank you. All right, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, thank you. Moving right along.
Okay, case 1788-20 at 116 Danbury Road, Wilton, Connecticut. The tenant pays $2,826 per month for a two-bedroom apartment. The landlord is requesting an increase of $301 per month. The tenant alleges that the increase is unfair based on her limited income and additional impacts on income by COVID. The staff recommends a vote not to hear the case because we lack jurisdiction over apartments located outside of Norwalk.
Move not to hear the case.
Second.
Who got the second?
All right,
Sonia.
so
Sonia.
John Church made the motion and Sonia
Yep.
seconded, thank you. Okay, any discussion on this?
I assume we confirm the actual location. It's not like on the border where it could go either way or something.
No, we confirmed the location. I checked. Yeah, sorry.
There's
No.
one
I'd love to take
recommend
it.
her to?
Mm.
There's no one to recommend her to?
I was just thinking it.
We're one of the few towns that has a fair rent commission, so Wilton doesn't have one, so there really isn't unless she's over 62, in which case she could file with the courts whenever the courts reopen for that.
Wow.
But she's not over 62, so basically there's no one.
Wow.
Which just goes to show how important it is that we have all of y'all here to be our fair rent commission, so thank you.
Okay, any additional discussion on this? All in favor of not hearing this case?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, thank you.
Okay, case 1789-90 at 29 Ferris Avenue, apartment 21. The tenant pays $1,495 per month for a two-bedroom apartment. The landlord is requesting an increase of, and this is not a typo, $1,495 per month.
What? I'm
Can
sorry.
you do that?
You could do that.
Can you do
The
that?
tenant
Is that legal?
alleges that the increase is unfair based on her limited income. We're trying to get negotiations ongoing, but having a little trouble reaching the landlord, but the staff recommends a vote to hear the case,
Motion to hear
obviously.
the case.
No,
Yeah, we want to hear that.
Yes.
That's what we want to hear that. I
Was
wanna
that
hear
your version of a
Is that-
second, Dora?
I want to hear that.
I'm gonna second. I'll third it. Who
All right,
is that?
I-
No, but for real, is that legal?
Yes and no. There are no laws in Connecticut that set any upper limits on what, how much the landlord can increase the rent. What we have in Connecticut is the ability for cities to create a fair rent commission, and then the fair rent commission can decide whether they think the increase is excessive based on 13 factors. And that is us, and we will be the ones to determine that if they don't reach a settlement
Yeah,
agreement.
there you go.
I have a
Hopefully they'll reach a settlement
Okay,
agreement.
there you go.
I have a
Right.
question.
There you go.
Suppose the guy or landlord doesn't agree with what we say. I mean, do they make a move or?
If you make a ruling, that is the rent unless the landlord appeals to housing court. in which case the housing court would decide whether or not to uphold your decisions. The housing court gives deference to your decisions of fact, but makes its own rulings on your findings of law, which is why whenever we write the decisions, we go through each of the 13 factors, and you all make careful findings on each of them. So if they're ever appealed to housing court, the decision is best positioned to withstand appeal. However, the landlord doesn't get a say in what you decide at a hearing, other than, of course, the right to appear before you and argue their case. Your decision is your decision, and the only one who can overturn it is the courts.
The decision stands for 3 months or 6 months?
The decision, there's a 6-month period during which there's an anti-retaliation statute, which says, among other things, the landlord cannot begin an eviction and the landlord can't increase the rent again. After that, it's anyone's game.
Okay.
Of course, if there's a new rent increase, a new fair rent
It could come
complaint
back.
could be filed, and then we could get back on that wheel.
Wow.
All
That's
right. Do we
crazy.
have a motion on the floor to hear this case?
Motion was
I
made.
think we had
by
about
We've got
7.
Sonia and Dora
Yeah.
with the motion. Dora seconded.
Okay, Sonia and I'm sorry, Dora.
Uh-huh.
Ma'am.
Okay. All right, any further discussion on this case? All in favor of hearing it?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? No?
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Case 1790-20 at 41 Wolf Pit Avenue, apartment 1U. The tenant pays $1,898 per month for a 2-bedroom apartment and a $25 per month parking fee. The landlord is requesting an increase of $382 per month and an increase of the parking fee to being $50 per month. The tenant alleges that the increases are unfair. The staff recommends a vote to hear the case.
I move we hear case
Yeah.
1790-20.
Okay, John
Second.
Church made the motion. Who seconded?
Diana
Diana.
Revolus.
I'm sorry, what?
Congratulations, Diana.
I know,
First,
right?
second.
Diana Revolus. My first one, guys.
I'm
Okay,
gonna
I'm
have to
sorry.
move fast to beat Sonia to a motion, though.
Oh, okay.
Just kidding.
So, Diana
Yeah.
Revolus, okay,
Yeah.
thank you. Seconded. Any discussion on this case? All in favor?
Aye.
Hi.
Okay, thank you. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, thank you.
Okay, last new case that arrived just today and is a perfect example of how much the mail has been delaying things because the tenant requested a complete form be mailed to them about a month ago.
Whoa.
Oh, my goodness.
I was, wow.
Yeah.
I was just hearing about this mail stuff too, like badly. But anyway, keep going. Sorry.
Yeah, it's been really bad. I've had other tenants call with the same thing. This one's just the first one that made it to the tenant and made it back to us in time. So case 1791-20 at 16 Bedford Avenue, apartment 7. The tenant pays $1,415 per month for a 1-bedroom apartment with heat included. The landlord is requesting an increase of $99.05 per month. Don't ask me why. And has switched heat so that the tenant will be paying the heating bill. The tenant alleges that this makes the rent and the rent increase unfair. The staff recommends a vote to hear the case.
Motion to hear the case.
Dora,
Sonia second.
okay, Dora, who seconded?
Sonia.
Thank you. Okay, any further discussion on this case? All in favor of hearing this case?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, thank you. Okay, so does anybody have any old business? Anyone? Okay, none. Any new business? And the new business is appointment of the nominating committee. So, The three appointees are Brenda Penn Williams, John Church, and Fran Collier Clemens. Okay. Anna?
And I will be in contact with the members of the nominating committee who have already all confirmed that they're willing to serve, and we will set up a time where we can meet. Anyone who wishes to be nominated for the position of president or vice president should get in touch with me or one of the members of the nominating committee.
Chair. Chair or vice chair?
Pardon?
Chair or vice chair? You said president or vice president. It's chair
Oh,
or vice
sorry, chair or vice chair. Thank you, John.
Oh. Okay, check it.
Is that only open to people on the committee, or we can give ideas of nominations for other people within the law?
It's only
How
open
does that work?
to members of the Fair Rent Commission, since it will be the
Okay.
chair and vice chair of the Fair Rent Commission.
Thought so. Thought so. Okay.
Okay. Anyone else have any questions or any clarification? All right. And would anyone like to make a motion to adjourn? Who's going to make it?
Second.
Motion.
All right.
adjourn.
And time?
8:25.
8:20. Yeah. Okay.
Who got the second?
Second, who made the motion?
I'll say it.
Sonia made the
I'll
motion.
say it. I'll make
Sonia
a
made the
second.
motion. I'm sorry. And who seconded?
Diana's calling
Diana.
it.
I'm sorry.
Diana.
Oh, thank you.
No problem.
Okay. DR. All right, everyone. I guess we are done for this, for my first and only Zoom meeting.
Sorry, Patty, we still got to have the annual meeting next month.
Yes, but I thank you all for joining in and putting forth your knowledge and everything else that we deal with on this commission, because we really enjoy the commission. And so I thank you. I know how this COVID is really knocking us for a loop, and I appreciate the fact that you are here tonight and you spend so much time preparing for our meetings, no matter what we do and where we do it. So again, many thanks to all of you. I appreciate it. And special thanks to Anna, to Jasmine, and to everyone else who helps. I just am amazed. We have such a good commission. So again, thank you all. And welcome to Diana. Okay,
I disagree with
Nice
Patty.
meeting everybody.
thank you. Stay safe. I'm sorry, Anna.
I've just agreed with Patty, and thank you all. I know this was technologically difficult, especially for you, Patty. Sorry.
Yes, it is. Thank you.
And I really appreciate y'all and can't wait to see y'all again. And also, Jeff, thank you so much for your tech help today.
Absolutely.
No
Thank
problem.
you.
Thank
Yes. Thank you all. Stay safe, everyone.
You all
And we'll
well.
see
Yeah,
you.
bye.
Yes, be well, and we'll see you next month.
All right.
Goodbye.
Good
Thank
night.
you.
Good night.
All right.
Bye.
Good night, everyone.
Yeah.
And to let's